Hey folks, how's it going? This is Mr. Mary coming to you with a Do Now video for Course 2 Honors for Friday, May 8th, 2020. Welcome to the end of another great week of math. I hope that this has been a productive one for you and that you've got something out of it. I know it's definitely been quite a challenge with the school closure, and I hope that you continue to learn and continue to be successful. All right, so in this Do Now video, what we're doing is we're solving for x using any relationships with angles that we might know. Now, things to think about are the relationships in particular from 19.5. If you haven't seen the video from yesterday, I highly suggest that you take a look at it because the video from yesterday, details what these relationships are, and there were also 3 GeoGebra sketches where you could discover them as well. Okay, so here what we have is we actually have, and these two actually have to be equal because they're vertical angles. Okay, but what we have is we have this situation here, the setup here. We have these secants, so to speak, intersecting outside the circle. The space between them is 40 degrees. We have this arc of 30 degrees. We have this little arc of 70 degrees. And then we have this chord intersecting with this secant right here. And what we need to do is find this value of x. So take a moment, go back and seek out those relationships if you need, pause the video, solve for x, and then when you're ready, unpause, and you can see what I got. All right. So there's 2 relationships that we see here. So remember, last class we learned about 3 relationships. The intersection of 2 chords. We learned about a tangent and a secant intersecting, but as we talked about, like an interior angle. So one where it was a tangent and then a secant, but it was within the circle. And now we have one where they're intersecting and the angle is outside of the circle. So we have the third one. So what we learned is that whenever you have 2 chords that are intersecting, like you see here, okay, we know that 50 degrees, the interior angle, is equal to 1/2 of 70 plus, and I don't know, I'm going to call this y because I don't have a name for it. I'm going to call that y, whatever it is, the other one. Okay, it's 1/2 of the sum of those angles. So if I simplify by multiplying by 2, I get 100. If we want to do degrees, we can. Equals 70 degrees plus y. So y has to be equal to 30 degrees, right? Because 30 plus 70 is 100. And you can see if you take 30 plus 70 divided by 2, you get 50. Now, what about this whole angle here? This whole arc? Well, because this is an exterior angle right here, what I know also is that 40 equals 1/2 of, I don't know, let's call this, I don't want to call it y because we've already used y. Let's call it w. W minus 30. So that means 80, because if I multiply by 2 to cancel the 1/2, equals w minus 30. So 100, right. So then what I want to have is this is equal to 110. So then I have 110 minus 30 is 80, divided by 2 is 40. So this is, the whole angle is 110. And so if y is 30 and the whole angle is 110, then x is 80. So that we get 80 plus 30 is 110, and 30 plus 70 over 2 is 50. So everything in the circle works out. All right. Now, if you did it another way, that's totally fine. As long as you got an answer of x is equal to 80 degrees, there's a high likelihood that you were correct. So hopefully you're able to get it right. If so, congratulations. I hope you found this to be helpful. Keep it up. Don't forget to love math. And remember, You can do it. Thanks again, folks. Have a wonderful day.